Last time on Dragon Ball Z, Son Goku has spent his life training and defending the world time and time again. However, the fateful arrival of his brother Raditz has put everything at risk as the Saiyan threatens Goku and his son with death if he does not comply to his wishes of death and destruction. Goku will not give in and is ready to fight against his brother, even if it means uniting forces with his archenemy Piccolo. Meanwhile, on a small planet far from Earth, the Emperor Frieza has picked up an increasingly incredible power level. The Emperor sends Zarbon to investigate. What will Frieza's forces find? The adversary of a lifetime is discovered now. A Saiyan's unbelievable strength. What if Broly was found during the Frieza Saga?
Zarbon's ship lands on the planetoid, Scouter beeping rapidly. He wouldn't admit it, but he was a bit nervous. He can hear roars throughout. He was sure that he could take anyone on he had to, but he was still not keen on being on a desolate planet. A storm began to brew, so Zarbon moved quickly to hide in a cave nearby. He realized soon that he was extremely close to the power he was looking for. He looked around when he heard the click of a weapon. Instinctively, he turned around and shot the blaster off the hand of the man pointing the gun.
Who the hell do you think you are?
The man stepped forward with his hands up. He said,
Zarbon, please forgive me. I was part of Frieza's army long ago. I am Paragus. I have been stranded here for many years.
Zarbon cracks his knuckles and smirks.
A Saiyan, Lord Frieza would love to see you, though you're not the power level I was looking for.
Paragus nods, and he reveals his son, who was shrouded by shadows. Broly's power felt weaker than before, but it was still impressive. According to Zarbon, it seemed to at least match Captain Ginyu. He orders the two to come to the mothership and meet Frieza. So, I'm going to stop for a second and say that Broly is still really powerful, just not nearly as powerful as the one in the movie. This is because he still hasn't had the time to develop his skills and power. That being said, he's still insanely strong. You'll see. And so, Frieza meets with the two Saiyans. He's obviously very skeptical at first, asking them how they survived the meteor crash. Paragus explains that they were stranded way before the meteor hit. But he does not mourn, as King Vegeta nearly had his son killed on a desolate planet out of jealousy. Frieza realizes that this Saiyan could be useful, and asks about his son. Paragus tells Frieza about Broly's crazy power, but that he had developed a controller that allows him to regulate Broly's power. Frieza knew this was something he was looking for long ago. Something to control those pesky monkeys. The Emperor tells Paragus that he will work to develop the technology for controlling Broly further than just some mere shocks. And so, Frieza's science team began to create a device that will make Broly completely submissive to Frieza's demands. Meanwhile, on Earth, the Z-Fighters were getting ready for the Saiyan attack, as Goku trained on Kaio-sama's world. Time passed, and Frieza had turned Broly into a giant punching bag. Though they would train together, Frieza trying to make Broly stronger and turn him into a weapon, he would just mostly end up beating up the poor Saiyan, as he was under his control. In one of the very few sessions, Frieza tried to take the fur around Broly's waist, mocking him. This prompted Broly to nearly explode in anger, and managed to get a few blows into Frieza's face before Paragus managed to calm him down. Frieza realized that he was playing with fire. Just then, he received a message about the Dragon Balls that could grant any wish, and that planet Namek had a few. He wasted no time, wiped the blood off his face, and set course to planet Namek. Soon after, the Z-Fighters, Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma head out to Namek in hopes of reviving their fallen allies. The trio arrive and feel an immense power from Frieza, but also a different but still powerful ki source. Somehow, it felt familiar. The events go a bit similar to what we know. However, Frieza is not only accompanied by Zarbon and Dodoria, but also Paragus. Broly had stayed on the ship, as Frieza only wanted to bring him out if necessary. Gohan and Krillin save Dende from Dodoria's attack, and are soon followed. This doesn't end well for Dodoria, since Vegeta, who had arrived not long before, kills him. Krillin and Gohan are distraught to see Vegeta there, but still can't figure out the last powerful power level. They did notice the third man with Frieza that looked similar to a Saiyan, but with no tail. A hunt for the Dragon Balls begins, with Frieza, Vegeta, and the Sea Fighters all looking for them. Along the way, Vegeta sneaks into Frieza's ship, where he passes by a room with a lonely man sitting in the middle, with chains tying him down. Vegeta wondered what it was. For a second, he thought it could be a Saiyan. It was Broly, but Vegeta ignored him, as his power level was nothing impressive at the time. He took Frieza's Dragon Balls, chucking them out the window. Vegeta also managed to kill Zarbon after a fierce fight, which alerts Frieza into bringing out Broly. Gohan and Krillin in the meantime got their powers awoken by the Grand Elder. Vegeta collects most of the Dragon Balls and catches Gohan and Krillin attempting to steal them. Just then, a massive force steps in front of them. Broly, accompanied by Paragus. Vegeta is sweating, as he had never felt such a power that got so close to Frieza. Krillin and Gohan reluctantly worked with Vegeta. They knew they could not let the Dragon Balls fall into Frieza's hands. Vegeta realized that he was the same man he saw at Frieza's ship, and he was in fact a Saiyan, but his power was completely different. Could he be a Super Saiyan? The fight is on, with Paragus standing in the sidelines, keeping a finger on Broly as to not let him go crazy and destroy everything around him. The three fighting all at once allowed them to keep Broly at bay, even if Vegeta wanted to fight by himself. But they knew that even one slip-up could get them all killed. Gohan had a weird gut feeling that Broly neither wanted to fight, nor was he giving it his all. He even mentioned it to him during the fight, saying, "You don't have to do this. I know you don't want to. I don't want to." Goku was getting closer and closer to reaching planet Namek. Frieza had also called down the Ginyu Force after the battle between Broly and the three others was taking too long. Thankfully, Goku was the first to arrive onto the battlefield. Much like Gohan, he noticed that Broly did not seem to want to battle. There was no time to lose, however, and now it was 4 against 1. Broly was finally being pushed back a little. Gohan and Krillin stepped back from the fight, as they felt they were getting in the way. Gohan noticed Paragus and yelled at him. What was he doing just standing there? Paragus simply said,
"Observing my son."
Gohan realized that he must have something to do with Broly fighting against his will. Gohan asked, "Stop him, he doesn't want to fight." But just then, the 5 Ginyu Force ships crashed down onto the planet. Vegeta was startled. It would be 6 against 4. Thankfully, the Ginyu Force were fairly far away, having landed close to Frieza's ship. That time did not last long, as the Dragon Balls they had collected were quickly stolen by Burter. Broly, not knowing what to do or ever seeing these people, nearly attacked the Ginyu Force, until Paragus stopped him. Gohan took notice of the remote control. He knew it had something to do with it. Ginyu told Paragus and Broly that they were to meet Frieza, and he will accompany them. Meanwhile, Goldo, Burter, Jais, and Rikum will battle the Z Fighters. They quickly left, and the Z Fighters could not follow behind as they were too hurt. At least Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin were. Goku gives the 3 of them a senzu bean, breaking one in half for Gohan and Krillin and giving a full one to Vegeta. He instructs Gohan and Krillin to follow the Saiyan, but to hide their power level as to not be noticed. They comply, and when Rikum is about to stop them, Goku simply rushes in front of him and breaks his hand. Wasting no time, Goku knocked out Rikum with one chop. Similarly, Vegeta had little trouble with Goldo. Now it was just Jais and Burter. Vegeta and Goku had surprisingly strong synergy when fighting, as if they had fought together their entire lives. Goku defeated Burter, while Vegeta killed Jais. Right after finishing them off, Vegeta blasted off after Ginyu. Vegeta didn't care if Broly and Paragus were Saiyans. He was going to destroy them for making him look weak. At this point, Frieza and the rest had figured out that the Dragon Balls could not be activated unless the user said the right words. So they ended up at the Grand Elder's place. Once there, they were confronted by Nail. Frieza was restless, so he wanted to fight him alone. Just then, Vegeta showed up, closely followed by Goku, Gohan, and Krillin, who chased after him. Wasting no time, a new battle began. Nail and Vegeta went against Frieza, Gohan and Krillin against Ginyu, and Goku against Broly. Paragus was keeping a close eye on Broly, sapping him every time he got close to powering up. Gohan took notice of this once again, and got an idea. He called out Nail, calling him Mr. Namekian, who understood what they all needed, and Nail began to battle Ginyu. Though Frieza had tried to stop him, Vegeta kept him busy for now, as he didn't have the need to transform just yet. Krillin and Gohan hit their power levels, sneaking around as everybody fought. Paragus had already put away the remote control on his belt, waiting for the right time to use it again. The two got behind Paragus, reaching into the pocket where he held the remote, and took it. The pair yelled out for everybody to stop. Paragus looked over and realized what happened, and tried to reach for it. But Krillin pointed his hand at him, a ball of ki staring at Paragus' face. Gohan explained that, "Broly, I know you don't want to fight. This thing is making you do it, isn't it? I know how you feel. I don't like fighting either. But you don't have to." Goku smiled proudly at his son. Then, out of nowhere, Frieza shot a death beam at Gohan. Everyone was unprepared, but Krillin was the only one who could do anything at the time, as he jumped in front of Gohan, taking the blast instead of him. He fell on the floor, bleeding out. Frieza laughed and said, "Whoops, let's try that again." Broly stood there in silence, thinking of what Gohan had just said. But next to him, Goku was exploding in power. Inside of the Grand Elder's place, him and Dende were shaken up, and he explained to Dende that his time was almost up, but that Namek was safe. Goku was turning into the legendary Super Saiyan, at which Vegeta trembled in excitement and fear. Everyone was terrified, except for Broly. Frieza, fearing for his life, told Broly and Ginyu to attack, as he decided to transform into his final form. However, only Ginyu attacked. He begins to punch and kick all over, and was even about to attempt to change bodies. Goku simply took Ginyu by the arms and slammed his head against Ginyu's own, knocking him down. Frieza finally transformed into his final form. Everybody was surprised, but they could tell that Goku was still a little stronger. Frieza started to yell at Paragus to do something. Gohan, who was crying over Krillin's body, would not let go of the remote. Frieza, impatient and scared, shot through Paragus as well. This triggered Broly. Remember, up to this point, he had been completely controlled by Paragus, which didn't allow him to go beyond Ginyu level, as Frieza pretty much told him that must be his cap. Now he was ready to set loose. Goku was surprised by the explosion of power that made him look way weaker in comparison. Even after Goku's own Super Saiyan transformation, Frieza knew he stood no chance, but he wasn't just going to let it go. He rose up to the air and threw down a giant death ball that would blow up the planet at any moment. What he didn't expect was Broly and Goku both catching it. Nail, who had brought out Dende to try and heal Krillin, stared in awe. Vegeta damned the world, as he was now the only one of the three who wasn't a Super Saiyan. Broly and Goku pushed back the death ball, which exploded in mid-air. Frieza was terrified, but before he knew it, Broly grabbed him by the head and slammed him against the ground. Broly beat down on Frieza over and over. It was simply restless. Goku pushed Broly out of the way, as to not let him just kill Frieza. This brought about a battle between Goku and Broly. Broly is so much stronger than Goku, but Goku is able to keep calm as he attempts to do his best. Goku is thrown through a mountain and bounced back close to Frieza, who was now unconscious. Goku's new Super Saiyan power clearly needed a lot of training. It seemed like Broly was going to finish Frieza, as Goku reached to try and tell him to stop. But Broly felt something grab his leg, and he turned to look down. It was Gohan, holding on to his leg. The boy looked at his eyes and simply said, "It's okay, Broly. You don't have to fight anymore." This shook Broly to the core. It seemed as if the Saiyan was broken. Broly teared up and fell to his knees. Gohan hugged him. Goku approached his son and put a hand on his shoulder with a smile, powering down from Super Saiyan, just as Broly did. Vegeta, who was watching the battle from afar, noticed Frieza waking up and attempting to retreat. In an act of no mercy, Vegeta stood in front of the dying Frieza and blasted him through the chest. Normally, this wouldn't have killed him, as Frieza was so much stronger. But Vegeta, he took advantage of the weakened Frieza. Everyone looked back at him, and Goku yelled at him that it was not necessary. Vegeta turned to Goku and explained,
You and that man over there are Super Saiyans. You should be ruthless, especially in front of the man who killed your whole race.
Goku could tell that Vegeta was both angry and hurt. The hero turned to tend to his best friend, Krillin. But Dende explained that it was too late. Nail gave his condolences, but thanked everybody for saving their planet. Goku took Krillin's body and asked about the Dragon Balls. Remorsefully, Nail said that the Dragon Balls were no longer functional, as the Grand Elder has passed away, to which Dende began to cry a little. Goku nodded and told Nail to keep an eye out in case there were more Frieza Forces, and that he will make sure to revive everybody killed by Frieza's men. But for now, him and everyone else have to head back to Earth. He asked Broly and Vegeta as well, and they both agreed to head to Earth. Vegeta was reluctant, but agreed because he wanted to explore this new transformation and attempt to achieve it. And so, Namek was saved, and Goku had made a brand new ally. That's how the story ends for now. This was a very hard one to do, honestly, because I had two options here. Either I made Broly kill everybody, which was also a possibility, and if you want that to be in the ending, sure, when Frieza kills Paragus, Broly goes crazy and he kills everybody, including Frieza. That's also a possibility, of course, but I thought it would be a bit more impactful if I built up this feeling that Gohan had, that Broly didn't want to fight, since Gohan also isn't the biggest fan of fighting, and he related to Broly, and made that play out into Broly powering down and becoming tamer. Hey everyone, present SmugStick here. So you may have noticed that this is an older video, and yeah, it is, but it was one I really loved making a long time ago, and I wanted to update it with the new stuff I do, adding the voices, stuff like that, just a little quality of life changes here and there. Sorry I haven't been able to upload a video this past week, and I might not be able to this week, but there's been a lot of real life stuff going on, and it's just a mess. But I promise I'll get back to your regularly scheduled program as soon as I can. Of course, like always, recommend any videos you want to see, either what ifs or not, in the comments below, and I'll try to make as many as I can. I think my next video, somebody recommended I make one about all the stuff about the androids, and I'm gonna make that my next Dragon Ball Explained. And as far as my next what if, I think it's gonna be a collab with Salad Saiyan, and if not that, then probably what if Goku landed in the Kaioshin realm part 3, since I know a lot of you guys have been looking forward to that. But anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry for the delay in videos and stuff like that. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to SmugStick, unless you want to be destroyed.
Lord Beerus, that's hardly fair. But also, don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified when he uploads new videos.